obviously you spoke with Roger Goodell yesterday. Can you tell us about that conversation, how that went?
Yes, sir. It was a great conversation, and that's all I can talk about.
Some of your concerns alleviated based on what he told you?
Sir?
Were any of your concerns that you've expressed before, did he kind of, give you?
I'm not going to go into details what we talked about because it was like a confidential conversation. It was a great discussion, great talk. I got my point across, he got his point across, and that's it.
What did it mean to you to be able to, get that conversation, to be able to say that I would like to have this conversation, you were able to make that happen?
Well, anytime somebody hears you or you're being heard, then, obviously with a person of his magnitude, I respect that, and, I just wanted to be efficient of his time and make sure that I get my point across, and I believe I did. We ended on good terms, started on good terms as well, so, nothing changed.
Are you satisfied with the outcome of that conversation? Are you satisfied that you got everything said that you needed said?
Yeah, but we'll just see Sunday and moving forward.
Were they similar points that you offered to him that you offered to us?
Yes.
Cam, do you think things will change in the future?
I hope.
What was your biggest selling point to him that things are not?
Okay, all right. I'm not talking about Roger Goodell no more. My focus is on the Los Angeles Rams. I understand that was probably a lot of attention in the media this past couple of days, but as far as right now, I'm in straight preparation for the Los Angeles Rams.
Based
Talking about the
on,
Rams with that front four in particular, and Quinn and Donald, what do you see out of those guys and how challenging are they?
And we have to set the tempo early and often with those guys. They're very talented, very I want to say experienced because the things that they do just jumps off at you on film, and you have to do something about it. They're very stout in the run game, can get after the quarterback in the pass game. We just have to stay true to who we are, execute early, not let the crowd get into it, and find ways to win the football game.
you mentioned the Rams, they have a reputation of playing defensively up to and sometimes after the whistle. Things boiled over in that 13 game. How do you and the offense kind of keep, your poise against a team like that?
As an offense, we don't necessarily try to worry about that. One thing we have to do is, do what we're supposed to do on the football field, and that's put up points. And I know they're going to step up to the challenge. We're going to step up to the challenge too, and try to, kind of carry the momentum on to next week.
Will you be kind of on heightened alert for those kind of plays, given what you've experienced, not just Sunday, but the whole season?
I'm not understanding your question. What?
In terms of being on the lookout or protecting yourself for potential late or illegal hits?
Well, no. I mean, now illegal hits for me, it starts in the pocket. It's funny how a lot of people has a lot to say. I know this talent that I do play. When I'm running a football, I'm on my own. I understand that. I'm not a dummy or oblivious to the fact that I run the football more than probably any quarterback, that's played this game does. And I'm fine with that. But, in the pocket, that's all I'm asking for, just to get certain things, kind of the standard of every person getting the same calls. That's all.
Cam, how important was it to get the early lead so you could kind of stay versatile in your offense and not necessarily get one-dimensional maybe?
Well, the defense played extremely well. For what it's worth, we are a defensively driven team. And the defense gives us opportunities, then I think I speak for the whole league when you say that. If your defense is playing good, you get opportunities, and you just can keep knacking away and trying to play the field position game and doing the little things inside the game that kind of put yourself in better situations to win football games, and that's pretty much all this game was.
As much grief as they had gotten, I mean, how much did you enjoy watching how well they played, just kind of feeling for maybe
Well, I mean, they accepted the challenge as we all did as a team, and it was a great team win for us.
Came out there, Mike Ford didn't do anything out there than walk around and round the bite, but just seeing him out there, his presence on the field today, what did that mean for you and the guys?
You know, like I always keep in contact with Mike, and just knowing that, man, it's outside of football, man, we're real people, you know, and you know, I know we get put up sometimes even more than times as if we're immortal or we're not supposed to make mistakes, but you know, Mike is just a prime example of things, you know, still happen that makes you realize that you're still human. And for him to still be in the concussion protocol, I'm blessed enough to be out. But I kind of can went through what he's going through, and there's no different timetable. But for us to see him actually out there and seeing a smile on his face and knowing that he's trying and getting the courage to, you know, and getting the feeling back, you know, it's good for us and good for him as well.
It sounded like you have a couple nicknames for some of the cornerbacks from when you spoke last week.
Yes.
Do you have one for Leonard yet?
Jamie, that's his middle name, and the way he's playing like a fox. So I think I'm gonna just stick to Jamie Foxx. That's, you know, a nickel is that kind of mischievous, savvy type of person. You know, makes sense. We good with that. So.
You have not played in the LA Coliseum, one of the few buildings probably you haven't played in at this point. What do you know about that old building, and just in general, what are your thoughts about Los Angeles?
I saw it for the first time this offseason. I took my All-Star team to USC's campus, and I was blown away by its lineage or its prestige of so much, how old it is, let's say that. And obviously, you know, number 67 for our team always talks about how great it is and things of that sort. But I'm excited about it. I'm excited about playing in L.A. I'm looking forward to seeing a couple people I haven't seen in a long time, reunited with some people from the All In with Cam show, and it'll be fun.
What was your experience like that out there this off-season, Cam? What were kind of some of the highlights, I guess?
In L.A. or on
in
USC?
LA.
Oh, the weather was great. It was pretty cool. There's a lot of traffic, but other than that, if you can look over the traffic, then it was a pretty neat city.
Did you enjoy kind of your first, maybe not your first, but the kind of your most extensive venture into that industry of kind of the entertainment
It was
industry?
different. It's different, and you know, anything that gives me a challenge is, you know, I always, you know, try to look outside of football, especially away from football. You know, and little do people know it's really a 12-month a year sport now, especially with the game of 7-on-7. But even in our field, you know, everybody's looking at scouting and the NFL Combine and trying to find different gimmicks and ways that we can find different edges during this time of the year. So for me to get away and see life behind the lens on some fronts and also, you know, in front of the lens more than I have ever been, you know, it was interesting.
Who did you meet out there that you really wanted to meet?
Well, I saw a lot of people. A lot of people. I mean, it's L.A. for Christ's sake, and Hollywood, Beverly Hills. I mean,
Somebody, a star they wanted to meet. I mean, is there one?
I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. But yeah, it is what it is.
Have you ever been starstruck?
I have.
Meeting who?
Looking in the mirror. I'm just teasing. That was a layup. I was just teasing. But I think the first time I met Michael Jordan, you know, that was probably the time. And also Denzel Washington. I also saw him this offseason too. But, you know, just such a humble person. Both are. And I think that's what makes them so great. Them understanding that who they are and what they mean, and for them to just give personal stories and always trying to be of service to other people is what makes them great. And hopefully I can do the same one day to others.
Do you see MJ a lot in the course of a regular week? You're in the same, I think you're
That's
in
a
the same.
personal question.
Yeah, about some personal issues.
Yeah, but does it matter? Does this have anything to do with the Los Angeles Rams?
You would mention them, that's all.
Oh, I guess we would never know.
And looking at the tape, what was your first impression of the way Geno stepped in for Ryan and the way that he was able to?
He didn't blink. And, anytime you have a player, a vet like that come in and step up, he understands his role, and he was ready to go. And oftentimes I have to look young guys in the eyes and tell them this is the one group, right? But you don't have to do that with certain guys like Geno, because he already knows. He's been around a couple teams in this league. He's been around the league, and he knows that, when you're on the field, your time is at a premium, because you never know when you might have an opportunity to play, and when you're playing, you don't want to be that guy. So Geno did an unbelievable job stepping up in Ryan's shoes while he was injured, and I believe other people will be ready to go just by seeing him go as well.